Today's video is no rags to riches story, it's more like riches to retard. There once was a humble TV dinner princeling that attended private boarding schools, got into college by dating the daughter of his high school headmaster who had to put in a good word for him, and fell into his first TV gig because literally everyone else was still at lunch and he was the only one available. His name is Tucker Carlson. We'll talk about that next, on All Things Beer and Bacon. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson is stepson to the heir of the Swanson frozen food empire, inherited a ton of money, and has a cushy $6 million a year influential network TV job. By all measures, he's one of America's elite. Yet on Fox News, he acts like he's a man of the people, fighting the elites for the rest of us. On one hand, he says this.
Actual problem is the corrupt and decadent leadership of our own elites. The elites, liberal elites. It is sickening.
And on the other, he says this.
How do you pay your bills?
Well, I'm extraordinarily loaded just from money I, inherited.
You're a trust fund baby, are you not?
No, completely. I've never needed to work. I mean, it's all just the whole cable news thing. It was like a phase I was going through.
You can't have it both ways. That's like if the next picture we show is going to be of this guy, but without the salad bowl. Sorry, ladies, not going to happen. Despite trying to appear to be David fighting the elitist Goliath, Tucker Cadillac McRolex Carlson never had to struggle a day in his life to make ends meet. How is that being a man of the people? Not only is Tucker Bowtie McDouche Carlson an elitist, he spouts his white supremacy noise while claiming to be a non-racist.
This may be a lot of things, this moment we're living through, but it is definitely not about black lives. And remember that when they come for you, and at this rate they will. It's actually not a real problem in America. The combined membership of every white supremacist organization in this country would be able to fit inside a college football stadium?
Wait a minute, what? White supremacists aren't a threat because they can only fill a college football stadium. Last I looked, those stadiums held 100,000 people. We shouldn't have enough white supremacists to fill a golf cart. That's how many we should have. It's not about the numbers, it's about the damage. One crying baby in a movie theater is enough to ruin it for everybody, and it only takes one person at an orgy with herpes to piss everyone else off. His racist rhetoric is on fire like a cross on a black family's lawn. In August 2019, Tucker joined a prestigious list of Fox News anchors that were forced to take vacations because of things they said on the air. After Tucker spouted his racist white supremacy views, 3 big advertisers pulled their ads from his show, and the very next day he made this surprise announcement.
That's it for us tonight. Tune in every night, 8 p.m. to the show that is the sworn enemy of lying, pomposity, and smugness and groupthink. By the way, I am taking several days off, headed to the wilderness to fish with my son, catch some brook trout. Politics is important. Fishing with your son sometimes more important, so I'm doing it.
That timing seemed a little suspicious, but hey, who knows? Maybe lots of people leave for fishing trips on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I mean, you never know when the fish are going to start biting. But hey, that's what happens to you when you're a racist on TV. The network suspends you. In April 2017, Bill O'Reilly, the top newsman at Fox News, was fired after settling a $13 million lawsuit for sexual harassment with at least 5 women. Here's Bill's last night on the air.
Finally, time to factor tip of the day. Often around this time of year, I grab some vacation because it's spring and Easter time. Last fall, I booked a trip that should be terrific. Not going to tell you where it is. I'll have a full report when I return.
Only he never returned. That doesn't sound like a guy going on vacation. It sounds more like he got whacked by the mob. Yeah, let's just say Bill O'Reilly's going on a permanent vacation. He's sleeping with the fishes. While sexual harassment was the excuse that was given, I wonder if it really was with 5 women. I have an alternate theory. I bet that Bill and Tucker would go back to the dressing room each night, suck each other off, only this one night while Tucker was sucking on his balls, Bill shot his load into Tucker's face and got some jizz in his eyes. As Tucker came out of the dressing room wiping Bill's mugu from his eyes with his bow tie, some network execs saw the tears and asked Tucker why he was crying. After all, anyone that's ever had Bill O'Reilly's spunk in their eyes knows that it stings. Tucker breaks down, cries like a little bitch, and said that Bill made him play Suck the Salami on his meat stick. The network, of course, fires Bill for sexual harassment, but covers up the fact that it was with Tucker. Conspiracy theory? Maybe so. But it's a lot more likely than the Earth being flat or that the leaders of the world's top governments are lizard people. And guess who took over as the new Wonder Boy of Fox News? That's right, Tucker Swamp Thing McSpooge Carlson. The lesson learned here? If you're the backup quarterback but want to be the starter, then suck on the starter's dick and get him fired. In September 2020, a federal judge dismissed a lawsuit against Fox News after lawyers for the network argued, and I'm paraphrasing here, that no reasonable viewer would take Tucker Carlson seriously. Understand this. The lawyers for Fox News argued that Tucker Carlson is more of an entertainer than a journalist and should not be taken seriously. Would you take medical advice from a clown dressed as a doctor? Or legal advice from a clown dressed as a lawyer? Of course not. Then why do so many people believe the word of a clown dressed as a news journalist? Seems there's a sucker born every minute. If we missed anything, tell us in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thanks for watching All Things Beer and Bacon.
Little nuts? Well, maybe. But unlike the moon landing or a 44-year marriage, you can't fake ratings like this. And while yes, at least one person did sue for defamation, a judge dismissed the case on the grounds that any reasonable viewer knows that even things Tucker says are facts are not actual facts. So whatever the future holds for him, one thing we know is that Tucker, Severus, McFly, Carlson will do it with a smile. Or whatever's going on there.